Inspire yourself, the story of Steve Jobs by Success Ladder. When Steve Jobs was born, his biological parents had no choice but to put the baby up for adoption. He was soon adopted by his new parents. Steve Jobs was a bright kid, but unfortunately, he was bullied at school, so he preferred to spend his time alone. And he was bullied so hard that he wanted to transfer schools or he would have never attended school again. At his new school, he saw the first computer at the age of 12, and so he took his first electronic class. Steve Jobs was a very smart boy. But he never liked the school learning process. He loved to learn in unconventional ways. So during his high school years, out of 4 GPA, he averaged a 2.65 GPA, meaning he wasn't a bad student, but certainly he wasn't the best. So he was average. After he graduated high school, he went to Reed College, but Steve dropped out in the first 6 months. Even though he dropped out, he was unconventionally attending classes that interested him, such as calligraphy. At that time, he struggled to survive. He didn't have a place to stay. He slept on the floor of his friend's room and returned bottles for 5 cents deposits to buy food. It was one of his darkest periods of his time. He also spent some of his backpacking area around India, and that trip was one of the most enlightening experiences of his life. He dived into a spiritual quest of discovering his higher self and practicing meditation. These powerful experiences helped him create one of the iconic brands of all time. iPhone. Steve Jobs and his friend Steve Noviak founded Apple from his parents' garage. In 10 years, Apple had grown from just 2 people in a garage and into a $2 billion industry. In 1984, Apple released his first Macintosh computer, but the sales were disappointing. In 1985, Jobs was pushed out of his own company. At 30, I was out, and very publicly out had been the focus of the entire adult, and it was devastating. He was disappointed. Despite everything, he later recognized the experience as a blessing in disguise. I didn't see it then, but it turned out the getting more fire from people was the best thing that could have happened to him. His heaviness was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed him to enter one of the most creative periods of his life. He even founded a new company after Steve left Apple. The company found little success and continued to struggle. And with the success of Microsoft, Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy. In 1997, Steve Jobs, with his creative ideas, rejoined Apple and saved the company. And the best, Apple became one of the first $1 trillion industry. Unfortunately, Jobs was passed away in 2011, but left behind a legacy and inspiring words and wisdom. His success story is amazing. Failed many times in his career, was rejected, fired, disappointed, but he became one of the greatest visionaries of the 21st century. Whenever you feel confused, disappointed, embarrassed, look yourself in the mirror. You are not gonna live forever. Ask yourself, what can I do to make my life better? Stop living in fear. Get up and fight for your dreams. Find what is truly important to you and never doubt yourself. It doesn't matter what people tell you. You have the power to create the life you deserve. Remember one thing: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. By Steve Jobs. Inspire yourself. Success Ladder.